It started, as these things always do, on a night when everything should have been perfectly normal. The clock on the wall blinked a little past 1:47 a.m. when I finally shut off the TV and dragged myself toward bed. Another sleepless night, scrolling through shows I barely paid attention to. Work was hell lately, deadlines piling up, no promotion in sight, and the unshakable feeling that something wasn't quite right at home. The apartment was too quiet, the kind of quiet that buzzes under your skin, the kind of quiet that makes you listen. At exactly 2 a.m., it came. Knock, 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 knock. 4 fast, frantic knocks at the door. At first I froze, thinking maybe it was a drunk neighbor or a mistake. My building wasn't exactly upscale. Loud arguments, misplaced keys, the occasional police cruiser were nothing new. But then I heard her voice. "Please," it whispered, cracked and desperate. "Please let me in." It was Mrs. Bellamy, my neighbor across the hall. Sweet old lady, the type who baked cookies for the whole floor every Christmas. Lately though, she'd been off. Curtains always drawn. No more friendly smiles or polite small talk. Just hurried glances and muttered words under her breath. I crept toward the door, peeking through the peephole. There she was, hair disheveled, nightgown clinging to her in damp folds, barefoot and wild-eyed. She kept glancing down the hallway like something was chasing her. My hand went to the lock. Instinct. But something held me back. Some primal, gut-deep sense of wrongness. "What's going on?" I called, my voice barely above a whisper. Her head snapped toward me so fast it made my stomach twist. "You have to let me in," she hissed, before it thud. A heavy blow shook the hallway wall. Mrs. Bellamy shrieked and stumbled back out of sight. I didn't dare move. Another thud, closer this time. And then, silence. Minutes crawled by. I pressed my ear to the door, but heard nothing but the faint ticking of the hall clock. Finally, I slumped against the wall, body numb with fear. The rest of the night passed in a haze of half-sleep and darting glances toward the door. By morning, everything seemed back to normal, except for the note. Slid under my door, almost hidden. Written in a trembling, messy scrawl were the words, "It wasn't me. Don't open." I stared at it until my eyes blurred. Mrs. Bellamy's handwriting, no doubt about it, but she was gone. When I checked later that day, her door stood ajar. Inside, emptiness, dust, no sign of a struggle, no sign of her at all. I asked the building manager, old Mr. Klein, about it. He frowned, wiped his glasses, and said she'd moved out 2 weeks ago. Left a forwarding address and everything. I knew he was lying. I could see it in the twitch of his mouth, the way he refused to meet my eyes. That night, I stacked every piece of furniture I owned against the front door. I even taped crosses to the walls, praying to a God I hadn't spoken to in years. It didn't matter. At 2 a.m., the knocking came again. Knock, knock, knock. Slow, deliberate, like the bones of the thing on the other side were rotting, stiff. "Please," the voice moaned. "Please let me in." It sounded almost like Mrs. Bellamy, but not quite. The voice was off, too deep, too gurgled, like a recording played backward. I held my breath, heart pounding so hard, I thought it might shatter my ribs. The knocking stopped. For a moment, all I could hear was my own blood roaring in my ears. Then came the scrape, the long, slow scrape of fingernails dragging across the door. I backed away, tears blurring my vision. When morning finally came, another note waited for me. "Don't open. The days started to blur after that. I barely left the apartment. Every night, 2 a.m., the knocks came. Every morning, a new note. I tried ignoring it. I tried burning the notes. Once, I even taped my ears shut, desperate to block out the sounds. It didn't matter. The knocking burrowed into my mind. Some nights I'd hear it inside the walls, inside the floors, inside my head. And the voice was getting closer. It wasn't just at the door anymore. Sometimes I'd hear it whispering from the closet, from under the bed, from behind the bathroom mirror. Last night, it changed. I woke from a fitful sleep to the sound of something breathing just inches from my face. The air was thick, damp, smelling of earth and rot. Slowly, I opened my eyes. Nothing there. But on my pillow, another note. This time it said, "It's inside. Tonight is different. The knocking doesn't come at 2 a.m. It comes earlier. 1:30, 1:15. Every 15 minutes, harder, louder. Boom, boom, boom." The door shakes on its hinges. The furniture groans under the pressure. I can hear the voice now, clearer than ever, pleading, weeping, laughing. Every word dripping with venom and grief. It knows I'm breaking. And the worst part? I hear other voices too now. Not just Mrs. Bellamy, but my mother's voice, my brother's laugh, my best friend's gentle teasing. All the people I've loved and lost. They beg me to open the door. They promise it's safe. They promise they miss me. And somewhere deep inside, some cracked, lonely part of me wants to believe them. The clock strikes 2 a.m. I sit in the dark, shaking, sweat pouring down my back. The knocking stops. A long silence falls. I press my ear to the door, heart in my throat. On the other side, I hear it. Breathing, heavy, wet, shuddering. And then a voice, so soft I almost miss it. "Please, I'm so cold out here. Please let me come home." It sounds just like my mother. Exactly. Tears burn my eyes. I reach out, hand trembling, fingers brushing the lock. Another note is slid under the door. I don't pick it up. I don't need to. I know what it says. Don't open. I grip the handle. My knuckles turn white. And I open the door. It's standing there. Not my mother. Not Mrs. Bellamy. Not anyone I know. A thing, pale, stretching, hollow-eyed and grinning with too many teeth. Its skin peels in strips from its bones, dripping onto the floor. Its hands twitch and grasp, long nails clicking together like dry leaves. It smiles wider. "Home," it croaks. The door swings shut behind me. The locks click into place. And from inside the apartment, a new knocking begins. But it's not at the front door anymore. It's coming from the inside walls, from behind the mirrors, from inside the floorboards. Knock, knock, knock. If you ever hear it, if you ever get the notes, if you ever feel that cold breath on the back of your neck at night, remember, some doors should never be opened, and some things, once let inside, never leave.